guidance in undertaking qualifying examinations like GRE, GMAT, SAT, IELTS and TOEFL. We welcome you, sir. Now I call upon Mr. Andrew to address the gathering.
A student can go and study abroad. That is the major objective of this presentation. So first we will start with basically whenever people talk about overseas education, whenever we come one step forward, there are people who they don't motivate us. Generally they come up with different reasons and they don't give you a clarity. So whenever we start with any progress, like we get people, those who distract us, and they don't have a valid reason and they confuse us in many ways. Either it starts from your home, or it can be your friends, or like it can be your relatives. So first of all, before you start with the process of overseas education, you should have a clarity view. What is the major purpose why we want to study abroad? So basically, like to get confused, nowadays we have internet. So many people use internet to serve many things about different countries. But what happens is we cannot be reliable whether like we get proper information about that particular university or about the course. So these are the basic problems we face with the thing. So, and the next thing is, once when we start surfing with internet, like the informations are more. So we don't get a clarity view like what exactly we need. And we get into like lot of confusions. And then like opportunity, this plays a vital role. So when a student plans to go and study abroad, automatically the major intention will be, one will be quality of education, secondary will be like what will be your future after you complete your education overseas. So our major primary motto to study is to get a job, and then like we want to have a wonderful career. So for that, once when you look into the opportunity, again there will be a lot of chaos in those things. And each and every engineering students, once when they plan to study abroad, all the abroad doesn't guarantee you a good opportunity. For example, when you go for a country where computer science students or electrical students or mechanical, they prefer one country. But before you like suggest a country, you should know what will be the opportunities. Generally, you should not think whichever country I go, I will get a job. So that is a myth, we will not get at all. So you have to do a ground research where you can get an excellent job opportunity. Based upon the job opportunity only, like you have to plan for your over studies abroad. And secondary is, these are the reasons, like in a brief we can discuss about why a person wants to study abroad. The first and foremost thing will be like an international exposure. So basically once when we study in India, like people from different background, either you come from a rural background or an urban background. Once when we enter into college also, medium of instruction will be different in our higher secondary school. Some people might come from Tamil medium, or some people might come from an English medium. But once when you enter into the college or university, the first basic problem a student faces communication skills. So we are not confident. And in spite of studying, like in for example from your like KG till your +2, you would have studied in an English medium, but you will not speak properly. So here the major situation will be like the exposure for us. Even in college, once when you start communicating in English, like to a certain extent we communicate to our lectures or like to the principals or to the management. When we talk with our friends also, might be professionally we talk. But once when we are mingled in the free times, again we come to our mother tongue only. So we don't get an opportunity to speak in English, and people start discouraging also. And we don't get the confidence to communicate in English. Because basically what intention we feel is, okay, we make a mistake, how people will comment on us. If you talk in English, again what comment you will be receiving from your friend. So these are the problems we face. Then generally once when you go for any interview, or like once when you plan for your higher studies, definitely English is going to be a major thing. So to get an international exposure, so that is the major reason like you are planning to go and study abroad. And second thing is, as I discussed earlier, like job opportunities. So in India also we are getting a good jobs, we are getting different fields as different experience. The major reason why we go abroad is to earn a lot. In India, basically your package might start from 3 lakhs or maximum, like if you are very good, and then if you are getting a very good company, like up to 6 lakhs per annum your salary can be. At the same time, once when you go abroad, basically your salary starts minimum $80,000 to $90,000. So in INR, when you calculate, minimum on an average your salary per month will be above 3 to 4 lakhs will be the minimum salary package. So on an average, a candidate gets like a minimum start from 60 to 70. That will be the on an average salary will be for the people. So our major intention is also what we have to earn a lot, and always as a student our dreams are more. Once when we complete engineering, within a certain period of time we should get a job, we have to buy a car or bike or whatever the dream you have, you want to fulfill in a short time. In India, it is not practically possible. Wherever you go, the commitments are more, and opportunities also we face this. That is the reason. And second thing is your CV plays a vital role in employment opportunity. So from India, when you do with either you do an engineering or whatever arts and science courses, basically will come to your case like you are doing engineering. So how many of us we are really able to do some new projects and then presenting IEEE papers and publishing journals. So if you take almost in a class some 10% to 20% of students do, but majority audience will be they complete their BE and then they come out. So we cannot add anything specific to our CV. And once when you go abroad, again your opportunity will be where you are forced to do like live projects. For here you may not get a chance to do any live projects, but when you go abroad, automatically you get a chance where you have to do internships compulsory and you have to do some project and present your thesis, everything. So that will always add an advantage in your CV. So when any recruiter look into your CV, everybody gets BE civil or BE mechanical or BE ECE. But what makes you something special to take a person into their company? That will be the major thing. So it adds value to your CV. And second thing is our environment. So there is a proverb saying, be a Roman while you are in Rome. So when we are in India, like we don't get that atmosphere. Even like we want to communicate in English or like we want a different lifestyle to live, we always look into society and we feel a lot. So for the others we start living. Individuality we are losing. But once when you go abroad, like you get a different atmosphere where you mingle with international students basically. So in India, like you are meeting with multicultural students, where like you meet North Indian, South Indian, and then like other category of people you are meeting, where once when you talk with them, you learn their cultures. Through them, you might improve your communication skill. Where you don't get a chance to talk in Tamil, so where you start to talk in English. Same thing when you go to an abroad, you become an international student. So once when you become an international student, advantage will be a student from China, Korea, or North America, like different parts like Canada, New Zealand, Singapore, like that you get a multicultural people where you learn the culture and get exposed. So automatically your environment builds up and you get a challenging thing. Okay, any situation I can do. So there is a thing called survival of the fittest. So you become like any situation if you put me, I can cope with. Because when we are into college, we have our own group of people, we talk only with our friends. But it will not be possible when you go to a working culture, where you meet different type of people, different type of attitudes. So where mentally you have to be very strong, that is the one reason. And then again, like you improve the foreign language. So it depends upon the country. Wherever you go, you learn the local language or you be very strong in English. So basically we can talk in English. But at the same time, it depends to who is our audience. Because of vocabulary alone, we cannot grow well. So according to the situation, we have to talk. That is the thing. And next thing is like the degree which you are going to get from the university. It's going to be internationally valid, and like anywhere in the country you are going to work, it is going to be an added advantage for you. And the next point what we are going to discuss about is technology. Always this coin of word is always we use the term technology. India is far behind, but abroad we get an opportunity. The major situation is investment. So here, like our economy, when you check also, you cannot invest. But there each and every university get fund from the government For example, any professor, if he is working in that university, he might get a new projects where he needs students. So automatically they will select the young students in the category called RA, Research Assistantship. They used to take the students. But in India, what we do, once when we complete our ME, then we start with PhD, we get a chance. That if you get a fund only, like you can be fully funded. So that opportunity you get in abroad where you are used with the latest technology, everything. And second thing I told already about the cultures, what you do with. And final, there will be always a goal. Whenever you do something after, like during your school time, you will have a lot of ambition. I'll become a doctor, I'll become an engineer, I'll become a lawyer. But once when you finish your plus 2, then you will come for a conclusion. Some people would have been forced you, where your parents or relatives would have forced you, given you a suggestion, take this course, you can come. But now you got a full clarity. Because UG is not at all a problem. Whatever you study, okay, fine. But when you go with PG, that is the lifetime end for you. Because whenever you love your career, automatically you will work a lot. Otherwise, you will start looking into your watch and work. For example, you work for a company, you should forget the time, your family, everything. Then only the career growth will be there. Otherwise, again it will become a college or school. 4:30 school is over, we run. Or 3 o'clock college is over, we run. We don't get that involvement. So unless or until you are dedicated with your subject, automatically you will get a passion towards your subject where innovatively you start thinking first of all. And new research you will start doing. For all this thing you should start like your job very much. So you will never bother about Saturday, Sunday, weekend off or all 365 days you work or you don't go for work from home. So all these things happens when you start liking your job a lot. Then only your career growth will be there. So once when you have almost thing, every country has an option which is called as PR, which is called as a permanent residency. So from India you have a ration card or other card where you prove that you are an Indian. So once when you go abroad, the first thing what you need is visa. So visa is nothing other than you get a legal permit to stay in a country. For example, you want to go to a country like a tourist. Automatically you cannot easily enter into a country. You have to file a visa, you have to get. So they will stamp your visa and they will give you a clarity that 30 days you can stay in my country, or 15 days you can stay, or 6 months you can stay. Multiple entry you can make. So same thing when you go as a student also, you get a visa. That visa might be valid for your course duration or it might be extended up to 5 years of time. Once when you get that visa only you can study. Once when you study, after completing, you will go for a work. And after once when you complete your work, you will extend your visa called permanent resident. The permanent residentship is not a permanent thing. A particular time they will give you, either 2 years validity or 4 years validity. After 4 years or 2 years, you have to renew your PR. So once when you renew your PR only, you can stay in that. So after the next procedure of PR is called as some country they say as green card, some countries say as a citizenship. So after the PR procedure only, you will start, you can either be a citizen of that country or you will get a green card. So once when you become a citizen of a country, automatically you get a lot of advantage in those countries. So those are the things we are going to look in the upcoming slides. So now all the thing I gave you an overall view. So whenever you want to try abroad automatically or you want to go for your MS or UG, always you have some entrance exams. Without that entrance exam, you cannot enter into countries. So we are going to look into those exams. The people, those who have awareness on this exam, always you can it can be a brush up session for you. For all engineering candidates, that is it starts from IT, CSE, EEE, Civil, ECE, Mechanical or Aerospace, whatever may be, irrespective of all major, if they are planning to do the MSN abroad, they have to clear an exam called the GRE, which we call as a Graduate Record Examination. So this exam is an online exam, which is a US based exam, which is being conducted by ETS. So these people conduct this exam online. This exam is valid for 5 years of time. So this basically consists like an aptitude test where mathematics and English will be covered, which we call as verbal and quants. Verbal is for 170 marks and quants is for 170. So total mark is 340. So out of 340, a university expects minimum 300 plus. If you attend the exam itself, you get a minimum score of 260. That is 130 in verbal and 130 in quants. So overall mark is 340. You get minimum 260. The university expectation is 300 plus. So your target should be minimum 320 or 325 if you are planning for a top universities. If you want to study in top 10 university or top 100 university or top 50, minimum your expectation will be 320 plus. In that, the quants cutoff should be 155 plus. Normally what happens, engineering students, some students they perform well in quants rather than verbal. So what happens, they can easily score even 170 out of 170. But when again it comes verbal, we don't have a habit of reading. Once when you start your engineering, you become like a horse only. The reason is your jargon is restricted. If you are mechanical, you have a vocabulary in mechanical. Other thing you stop reading. Or if you are a civil, you only know about the civil terms and technologies. So what happens is you don't have that vocabulary power. Automatically GRE needs that vocabulary power. So right from your second year onwards, if you start coaching, like you can score a lot. Even in your third year or final year, you can start your coaching. That doesn't matter. Depends upon students to students. It differs. So how early you start your process, definitely you can expect a targeted score you can do. And this exam is valid for 5 years. And this exam is conducted in each and every state in only one place. For example, Tamil Nadu, if you want to write this exam, only in Chennai you can write this exam. In Karnataka, only in Bangalore. In Andhra, only in Hyderabad. Like that, every state has only one center which conducts this exam. This exam is available online. So once when you write this exam, once when you click submit, next second you get the result. So immediate result option is there. And you don't have any negative marks. The percentage is very, very important. So I'll explain what is percentage. The day is very, very important. For example, when you go and attend that exam, all toppers are there. Automatically your percentage will be less. Who scores more, the percentage will go high. So it depends on that day also. Purely luck is also there, your hard work is also there. So this exam is valid for 5 years. So any number of attempts you can take. Monday to Friday this exam is conducted. In India it is being conducted by Prometric Center. In Chennai it is in Central Square, Kodambakkam. So there you have this exam. Online you can book this exam. So online, once when you book this exam, they charge you nearly $195. They charge you as an exam fees. So you have to book this online either through debit card or else through your credit card. You can block this exam. Normally, if you are planning to study abroad, always you can advise your parents to apply for a credit card. In many processes till the visa, they accept only credit card rather than a debit card. So these are the scores, and this GRE exam consists of 3 sections. One is maths, English and analytical writing. So that is being called as a writing skill. Overall mark is 6. Out of 6, minimum students cross 3 plus. If you are planning for research or scholarship and all, above 4 if you are getting, there are more chances. So this exam is mandatory for all candidates, those who plan to do their higher education in USA or Germany. USA it is a mandatory exam. If you are planning to go for Germany also, to get a scholarship, to get a good university, you can always prefer this GRE. The next exam is called as TOEFL, Test of English as a Foreign Language. This exam is especially like look into your 4 modules in English, like listening, speaking, reading and writing. Each module consists of 30 marks. Overall mark is 120. So out of 120, you have to cross minimum 90 plus should be the cutoff. The more you score, it's always better. And again, it is also conducted by ETS. After you write this test, 13 days is the result time. For example, you write on first, 14th you might get your results. Normally this exam is available during the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. Same Prometric Center conducts. Apart from that, a lot of institutes also start conducting this exam. So minimum you can plan for 90 plus. 80 university accepts, 90 will be always safer. For US it is a mandatory exam. Even for German also they do accept TOEFL. But this TOEFL is valid for 2 years. So normally while you start your final year time, you can start this exam to give this exam. And next one is called as IELTS. So this exam has been universally accepted. That is irrespective of the country, almost all the country accepts this exam. So this exam is also similar like a TOEFL language exam. Overall mark, here we say as band, is called as 9. Out of 9, you have to minimum target 6.5 to 7. This exam is conducted by British Council and IDP. These two are an official partner to conduct this exam. Worldwide it has been conducted, and like in Tamil Nadu, different state conducts this exam. So any state you can do. Either you can write in Chennai, Madurai, Trichy or Coimbatore, wherever you need you can do. Again, it is valid for 2 years of time, and any time you can take this exam. Number of attempts you can do. Validity is 2 years. And once when you write this exam, one advantage what you get is always you can look for a scholarship with the British Council. Every year they conduct a scholarship test for 3 lakh worth. 8 students they select. So like if you are crossing above 8 in IELTS, there are more chances for you to get this scholarship, where the 3 lakh rupees will be used for your admission process. You can easily waive off this exam. And the next exam is called PTE. Normally now, recently this exam has been like very fastly emerging. Mainly if you are planning for Australian studies, this exam has been valid. Only for Australia, either for settlement or for study, you can write this exam. Why people prefer this PTE exam will be, the result is very fast. Either TOEFL or IELTS, minimum 13 days it takes time. This within 2 to 3 days you get the result, and it is an online based exam. Same LSRW schools, overall mark is 90. Out of 90, 70 plus should be the target. Mainly Australia focus this exam, and even New Zealand also accept this exam, but preferably for Australia you can write this thing. Mainly the candidate, those who feel that the language is not good, they normally have an hesitation, okay, IELTS I cannot clear or TOEFL I cannot clear. The level will be very easy for you. So easily you can plan to clear this exam. And the next thing, already like we are talking about only about engineering, but many candidates will have an intention to do the MBA degree abroad. So they want to become an entrepreneur, or like they want to do a business or whatever may be. So MBA degree, if you are planning to do your MBA, like you have to clear an exam called GMAT, which we call as Graduate Management Admission Test. So this basic exam helps you, same like GRE, the pattern is similar, overall mark is 800. You have mathematics and English, and then AWA section is there, and you can just go through the slides so you can understand what are the things will be involved in this. And again it is 5-year validity, and it's an online based exam. Within 13 days you get the result. Normally GRE and GMAT result you will get immediately. Only the AWA score you will get after 10 days or 13 days. So through online it can be done. Earlier we have seen this Pearson exam, which is called PTE. So PTE and GMAT is conducted by the center called Pearson. So these are the things. Finally, once when you get any doubts, you can we can have a doubt session in the last. So these are the basic exams you have to clear. So just I will brush up very briefly. If you want to do your masters, you have to clear GRE. MBA, if you want to do GMAT, you have to clear. And all other 3 exams are language exam. TOEFL for Germany and US. All other countries, even including German and US, accepts IELTS. Only for Australia and Canada you can do PT exam, which is a language exam. So now the major question will be investment part. When you go and study abroad, automatically like you want to know what will be your minimum budget, what will be the maximum budget. On an average, minimum from 6 lakh to 7 lakh, maximum up to 50 lakh or 60 lakh you can do your masters. It depends upon country to country, it differs. First thing we can look into UK. UK is called United Kingdom. Many people prefer to go to UK because of its quality of education. Where we call the conversion in pound we call. So 1 pound is equal to 100 rupees. Our INR when you calculate, normally from 90 to 95, up to 105 conversion it goes pound. So automatically many people prefer UK. The major reason will be the style of education is different. If people don't conduct exam, you will be very much happy. Like they take theory, you don't want exams, only practical you want to do, seminar you want to do, you get a degree. Automatically many people will prefer this method of education. So UK has this type of education. So many students prefer this type of education, and you get a good scholarship. Minimum starts from 2,000 pound up to 5,000 pound. They get as an international scholarship you are getting. And when you write exam through British Council also, they also offer you a 3 lakh scholarship. So variety of courses, specialized courses are there. And then time saving will be there with the UK, because 1 year you can complete your masters. It is not a 2-year degree. Within a year you can do. But now the recent disadvantages, whenever you go and study any abroad, you want to work for some time. We call as post-study visa in UK. From 2011 onwards, they have stopped that PSW visa. So automatically after study, you get 3 month time. Within that 3 month time, if you get a job, you can stay in UK. Otherwise, you have to return back to India. But if you get a job, definitely you can settle very easily. So if you want to enter into UK, you have to clear IELTS exam. Now they have changed the pattern of IELTS. Generally, I have discussed about IELTS. If you are planning for UK means, you have to clear UKVI IELTS, where the exam fees is also costly and the pattern is similar, but the rate is different and technology-wise they have improved. And the next country is USA. So USA will be always a dream country for many candidates. Getting a visa is not a cup of tea with USA, because USA process is very long. Even for example, when you take UK, now if you start the process also final year, you can easily enter for the September intake. But when it comes for USA, the homework is very, very big. As I said earlier, GRE, that is going to be always like a nightmare for you to clear that exam. So you start your coaching, at least from your 3rd year, you start your coaching with GRE. And then you take your coaching with the TOEFL. You take this exam. Normally US has 2 major intake, which we call as fall and the spring. Fall is called as September and spring is called as January. So whenever a candidate, for example, you are a 2016 pass out, so you get pass out in May. So if you get pass out in May, you should be in US by 2016 September or else 2017 January. These are the 2 major intakes candidate go with. So to apply for 2016, you have to start your process by 2015 October. So normally the university application opens 1 year before. By 2015, once when they open the application, they give you 2 different deadlines. One will be scholarship deadline, secondary will be like online application deadline, third will be document deadline. Always scholarship. So Indians always, we are very much crazy when we get an offer. So that is always in our blood. What we normally think, if you buy one, you get 2 free means, whether we need or not, we go and buy. That is our, we are brought up in that situation itself. So always whenever people approach us or approach university, they normally look for scholarship, where minimum on an average from $2,000 up to 80% of your tuition fee will be waived off from the university. So once when a person is going to give you a scholarship, if I am going to do a thing for you, automatically in return, I expect something from you. So freely I cannot do any service for you if I am going to give anything. So university is trying to give you a scholarship. What they expect, the quality of student, where they can use you in their research, or you can become a greatest alumni of that your particular university. These are the reasons they give you a scholarships. So minimum $2,000, which we convert INR 68 rupees per conversion of dollar we have. On an average, 1.5 lakh like that you get a scholarship. Maximum up to 80%. For example, your tuition fees is 10 lakh, up to 8 lakh you can get a scholarship. Unless or until you should be an outstanding student. So to do this scholarship before December 15th if you are completing your applications, or some university extend up to January 15th. And then you have a online application deadline. And after online application, some people feel that still I didn't write GRE. So you can submit the score later after even applying also. So they will give a deadline for a document. Before January end, I need the document. Means all your document up to your 6 semesters, and then your all other document like GRE, TOEFL, SOP, everything you have to finish, and then you have to submit for USA. So USA, like we will see everything later. And second, next country is like Australia. Australia is a little expensive country. Why people prefer Australia will be same climatic condition. People don't like too much of cold condition. You may not like. So you might feel the same weather condition what we face in India. So same weather condition you can face in Australia. Minimum budget will start from 8 to 9 lakh onwards per year, which we call as pound for Australia. And next one about Canada, when you see with the people prefer Canada for settlement options, where on an average minimum some 7 lakhs onwards you have colleges and universities. Some people, those who prefer for a low budget, they go for PG diploma course. The people, those who like university, they go for university. So which might cost you the same budget. And about New Zealand, when you take it, it's an emerging country and it's a very small country. So people have, when they do diploma courses, they get more opportunity. So the university design a syllabus according to the country needs. If you complete this course, you will get a job. Like that they do the thing. And Singapore, why people prefer always the people, those who feel same like Chennai you need. Or else same Saravana Bhavan you need, or hot chips you need, this coffee, these people, and traveling time is very nearer. Within 3 hours you can go. Visa is very easy. A disciplined country. So normally people prefer Singapore. So next thing is, these are the different courses. You can just have a look about each and every courses. What are the courses you have? So each and every persons, they can specialize in different field. Like for example, like if you are computer science students, like either you can go for the same computer science or software engineering you can go with, and still different courses are there. Whatever you are interested, you can go. And all remaining other things, like either you are preferring for a data or you are preferring for a cloud computing and all those things will be like a specialization in your computer science, where you can specialize in the field. Same thing with bio, or like if you are planning for EEE. So one thing you have to understand, like EEE, ECE and E&I. In abroad it is called as an electrical engineering department. All these three departments will come under a single department called electrical engineering. In electrical engineering you can specialize. Whatever you are interested, you can specialize. According to your major, you can do the things. Next thing about these are the few universities where we are representing. We are representing more than 350 universities worldwide. We are representing few universities for your class. So first and foremost, we will see about Australian education. So when you plan to study in Australia, you have to clear only one exam, which is called as IELTS or else PTE. There is no need to do GRE or GMAT for Australia. So they have three major intakes. One will be in the month of February, July and October. Normally for the current students, October will be the apt intake for you. Many universities have intake on October and February you have. So Australia, when you take, I'll explain what are the process involved in Australia. The first exam you have to clear will be IELTS. After that, once when you start applying to the universities, you get an offer letter. Once when you get an offer letter, they will test you as GTE, Genuine Temporary Entry. You are any country when you go for studies, they normally look that you are not a potential immigrant, meaning is you don't settle in that country. But our ultimate aim will be to settle in that country only. But for visa purpose, we have to prove we are not a genuine temporary entry students. So financially you have to be very strong, where you have to show for your living expenditure, everything. Get your I-20. Advantage of Australia will be the admission process will be very long. But once when the admission process is over, your visa success is very high. Because the university takes full responsible on your visa. So they screen you in each and every level, they screen you properly, and then only they finally release your offer letter. And if you are studying in Australia, minimum you can plan 8 lakh plus your budget, up to per year 10 to 15 lakh you can plan, and living expenditure 5 lakh per year you can plan. And if you study in Australia, advantage will be while you study you can go for a part-time job legally. So when you go for a part-time job, automatically you earn minimum $1,000 in a month, which you convert for our INR minimum 50,000 plus you earn in a part-time job itself. So it's not like again like India, all 5 days or 6 days you have colleges in abroad. Maximum you will have only 3 days working days in abroad. Remaining all will be like included in your project works or whatever the other activities you are doing. So you can plan for your part-time job and 20 hours you can start working. So from here, like through our Harita overseas students, those who have gone, minimum they are able to earn $2,000 per month. That is through part-time itself. So in our money when we convert, nearly above 1 lakh they are able to earn only in part-time itself very easily. So once when you earn 1 lakh, automatically your living expenditure matters a lot. For example, you stay in Chennai, definitely you need minimum 5 to 6,000 rupees, your room rent, food or anything, 6 to 7,000 you need. When you go and study in abroad, what facility we do is, we used to club all the students together, where we help you in entire accommodation purpose. And some 5 to 6 students share their room, automatically what happens? Less than $500 you can survive. $500 when you do, 30,000 to 40,000 rupees you can stay in abroad in any country. Easily you can do, but you have to be in groups. Minimum 6 people or 7 people or 8 people together. Because in abroad when you take, all the houses will be furnished home. In India now only the concept is coming. When you rent any house, nowadays they fix AC, they fix lights, fan, everything they are doing. What they tell us, you come, you live, and when you want to leave, only take your suitcase and leave. That is the concept they are doing. No need to buy any new product and keep in the rented house. So everything is going to be a furnished house, so you don't invest anything. So 5 to 6 people join together, you stay, almost you can divide. So your rent is $1,000. Some 6 people you stay, less than $200 or $150 you can pay rent. And everybody join together, and if you cook and eat, it is very lesser amount you spend. But if you again go for a hotel, it's going to be costly only. So all these things will help you to reside with less than a $500 you can stay in Australia. So minimum every month you can save minimum $500. So end of the second year of your course, you have to extend your visa for a work permit, which we call as a work permit visa for next 2 years. So totally 4 years if you stay in Australia, Australian government offers you a thing called PR, a permanent residence for next 4 years. After 4 years, there are more chances for you to settle. So lots and lots of courses are there you can do. The only suggestion from our end will be any university you can go. Apart from this, you have lots and lots of university. Only one thing you have to note down is whether the course is valid or not. Because when you go and study abroad, you are seeing lots and lots of news you are seeing that the college is not aggregated, courses is not valid. So after you complete the course is not valid, ultimately you will become a loser. So always whenever you check in Australia, there is a thing called CRISCOS code, CRICOS. Whenever you check in website, the university will be aggregated, but you have to check whether the course has been approved by the government. So you have to find a code called CRISCOS code. This will be available under the subject. For example, you take a mechanical engineering or industrial engineering, automatically what happens? You have to check whether the university has a system called CRISCOS code. Then the course is approved, blindly you can go for that university. So Australia, when you prefer, sure shot you can settle. So if you see the success stories and testimonials of students, those who went to Australia, maximum within 2 years they repay the education loan, whatever they have got, they have settled very easily. The lifestyle is going to be different. So these are the things about Australia. Only IELTS or PT exam you can take. The next important country will be USA. So this will be the top destination and a dream for many candidates, those who want to study abroad. The first preferred country. For example, a brand we can say. If you go for shoes, you buy Woodland, or you go for a dress, you go with Van Heusen. Like that, it is always like a brand. There is a crazy for people to go US. It's not an easy thing. If you want to go to US, I will advise you to see a movie called Terminal. Then you can understand an English movie how it is very tough even to come out of an airport. It's not at all easy. So as I discussed earlier, before you start with the process, if you are planning for engineering, GRE TOEFL or GRE IELTS. MBA you have to do GMAT with the TOEFL or GMAT IELTS. Once when you do, you start with the process called processing. So what are the process involved in engineering will be, the first and the foremost document I will explain you. All these documents are common for all the countries. First thing is called SOP, Statement of Purpose, which is like an essay you have to write to the university about you and why you like this particular course in UG, why do you plan to study PG, why this particular university. So nowadays you come across with a terminology called plagiarism. So everybody has a good technology concept. Always we follow what? CCP, cut, copy, paste. So where we take, we don't know, we cut, copy, paste and make one essay and then we submit. So there is a thing called plagiarism. When you do PhD, automatically you will understand what is plagiarism. Plagiarism is a crime. For example, you steal something or you kill a person, they can ban you in a jail. Same thing, when you steal the work of a person, it's called as a plagiarism. So automatically they can fine you or even they can prison you also. Plagiarism, it's like a sin only. So what university accepts is the original essay. So whatever the concept you have in your mind, be original. Only thing is the vocabulary may not be up to the standard, the structure may not be to the standard. So when you approach any consultant, for example, when you approach us, we have a separate team for SOP. We ask you to modify the SOP and we will modulate and we will give you, where that plays an important role for scholarship and admission in this SOP. Next thing is an updated resume. Third thing is your passport. Whenever you apply, the major document is passport. Without passport, you cannot apply or you cannot write any test. The first and foremost thing, if you don't have a passport, first apply for a passport. And next thing is letter of recommendation from your college, where like your professors from your department should give a thing called LOR, letter of recommendation. 3 people can give. You have to get from 3 people. You have to get a letter of recommendation in the college letterhead. You have to get. And next thing will be a transcript. So normally what happens, you have an individual mark sheet. When you complete your degree, you get a thing called consolidated sheet and then a provisional certificate. After 6 months or a year, you get a degree certificate. Whenever you apply to US, they normally ask the original mark sheet. So you get only one mark sheet. You cannot send all the one mark sheet or photocopy of the sheet to the university. So you have to approach Anna University with all your individual mark sheet, where they charge you 500 rupees per transcript. To the controller of examination, you have to go and you have to apply. It is a 10-day process it is. So once when you apply the transcript, within 10 days you get, it is a duplicate form of your consolidated sheet. So for example, when you approach final year, you might have 6 semester mark sheet. The 6th semester will be put into a consolidated sheet and you will be getting from Anna University. So that you have to get one transcript per university. So you might apply 6 university, 10 university or any number of university. Each and every university needs one original. So that you have to get. And next thing will be like a bank letter stating that you have sufficient fund for study. So with all these documents you have to start in the month of October. October 2015 you should be ready. So that you get quality of universities and you can do. Advantage of US. Like US has 50 states. One advantage about US will be any state you can study and any state you can settle. For example, you study in California, you can settle in New York. Or you can go to Indiana, or you can go to New Jersey, or you can go to Columbia, or you can go to Pennsylvania. So one advantage is 50 states you have in US. So any state you can go and work. So what happens is, once when you complete your engineering, you can obviously search jobs in any state and you can settle. Nobody will like stop you that you have to settle in this state. So yearly one state if you work also for next 50 years you can work in US. That is the one advantage people prefer. I will tell you what are the procedures we have in US. The first thing, you finish your coaching and then you start with a process called applying to the university. Once when you start with applying to university, you get an offer which we call as an I-20. So in US we call the term called I-20, not as an offer letter. Once when you receive the I-20, you have to start the process for a thing called visa. So US term like getting an offer letter doesn't guarantee that you will get a visa. Getting a visa doesn't guarantee you can enter into US. This is the term behind the US concept. So once when you get the I-20, we will be helping you either loan you can go. Many people will prefer loan or you will put your own cash. We will tell all the procedure. And US visa, if you have seen the Tamil movie Varnam Ayiram, you have got a typical idea. And the embassy is in near Gemini flyover. So morning you have to go and stand, people stand in queue, you have to enter a lot of security thing. So it will be like same like a cinema concept only it will be. So now they have formulated like 2 days you have to go for visa. First day it's called as an OFC test, which is called as a biometric test. They will take photographs and a fingerprint, and then you have to go. Second day will be a visa interview. So from morning 8 o'clock till 12 o'clock they have different slots. One slot 100 candidate they enter. So like if you see boys that day they wear blazers, tie and all go in formals perfectly. One thing you should be very clear, being going in only in formals they will not give you visas. So you should have a confident speech. Once when you enter into embassy, what happens is you get different experience. That only I talked in the first thing about the confusion. People share their experience. The candidate will come third time or fifth time or 10th time you will come for visa. 10 times they would have rejected his visa. So by seeing that you will get almost you will get nervous. So it will be same like typically like a railway counter only. Some 10 counters are there, you will stand. They will simply throw the passport, rejected, rejected, rejected. By seeing that automatically you get nervous. So don't look into those things, be confident in your speech. Only one thing they want to know that, are you not a potential immigrant? You should be clear about what university you are going, what about your accommodation, about your fund. After completing, you will return back to India. That everything, every consultant will train you. We will train you how to answer those questions. Once when you answer the question, if you are selected, automatically they will collect your passport. If you are rejected, they will give the passport to you and they give you a white form. Normal rejection, people get 214B, which is called as a potential immigrant. They will consider you, you will settle in the country, they will return you. So once when you are rejected, no need to feel, any number of attempts you can make. So the visa fees comes around to $170 and then like $200 as a service fees. Nearly $360 will be spending for visa fees. So US advantages, from India you get 5-year visa stamping directly. Other countries you will not get 5-year direct stamping from India. So once when you get 5 years stamping, the visa category is called F1 visa, which is a student visa. So you enter into a college, 2 years is your post study. So in India what happens, for example you keep an arrear, you will keep. No other option, till the last you have to clear that arrear. Normally when we meet students, people have in this M1, M2, till 4th year they will continue, they will not clear the exams. But you don't get a chance to drop the paper. But when you study abroad or in US especially, you will have mentor, like how here you have lectures, how you go under cycle test, everything, there also you will have. So at that time what happens is, you feel that you cannot clear this paper. So you can talk with your professor, okay madam, I cannot clear this paper. So they will suggest you some other paper you can take and you can clear this paper. So you can drop the paper and you can clear, so that you will not get any history of arrears. Easily you can clear the degree. And then it is not necessary 2 years you want to study in that college. Even within 1.5 years you can complete your degree, which is called as a credit based system. 30 credits you have to clear. During summer time normally vacation will be there. So at that time you feel I don't want any vacation, but I'll sit and study, I'll clear the exam. So professors will be available, see the availability, which professor is available in summer. That paper you can clear, so within 1.5 years also you can complete your degree. People even complete within 1 year also. That it depends upon your talent. Once when you complete your degree, what happens, the next step will be, your intention is to go for a work. In India you have a campus placement, but in abroad it's not like India, you have state placement. If you are studying in California or Texas, that state will conduct a campus. So you have to go and attend the campus interview over there and get a job. So after completing your 2 years of education, from your F1 visa you will convert your visa thing called OPT, which is called as an internships. From that internships you will convert your visa to a thing called H1B visa, which is a work permit visa. With the F1 visa you cannot work full time, you should be very clear. F1 is only a student visa, and after student visa you will convert to OPT. From OPT to H1B visa you will be converting. Once when you get an H1B visa, you can work for next 2 years you will complete. End of the 5th year, that is 5 years validity is over, either you can get a green card, which we call as PR. The green card once when you get, it is not a citizenship, it is a green card, might be valid for next 5 years. Any number of time you can come to India and you can return to US. To get a citizenship, minimum 10 years it will take. If you study in US, your minimum package starts from $80,000 per year. Whatever might be your major. For example, computer science, when you take Silicon Silicon Valley is the hot spot there. If you go compulsory, you will get a job. Like that, every major have different things. For example, mechanical, when you take, there is a state called Michigan. When you go, almost you can find lot of companies and you can settle very easily. So your minimum salary starts on $80,000. Once when you start your salary with $80,000, within 2 years of time you should try to jump into different companies. So, like for example, you start your career with $80,000. Next company, when you go, some 20 to 30% hike. When you get $1 lakh, you can cross. So within 2 years, you can cross easily up to $1.5 lakh. You can cross. So per month, minimum you can earn minimum $10,000 plus. In our money, when you calculate, easily 6 to 7 lakhs per month you can earn. Where your minimum tax will be 20 to 30% and your living expenditure. So minimum you take an education loan for 20 lakhs, within 2 or 3 years time, you can easily repay all your education loan very easily. And more chances are there, once when you settle, you can take your family and all other things you can do, and easy settlement options are there. Finally, if you have any doubt about US education, you can ask. So same thing compares with all other countries like UK, Australia, each and every country. So whatever the questions you have, finally we can ask. And finally, about our institute, Harita Overseas, we are almost like 5 to 6 years old company, and we have 3 branches in Chennai, Annanagar, and Nungambakam and Adayar we have. So these are the basic things we focus. Like our people travel different countries, quality of 100% visa success we can give, and we have expert counselors we have. And major thing when you study abroad, people need a thing called loan, because many people cannot affordable, so they normally depend on loan. We have tie-up with the different banks and we can help you out. And what are the other value-added service we do is accommodation is very, very important. Especially when girls go, the parents' first question will be where my daughter will stay. Even for boys also they ask like where my son will stay. So our highlight will be once when you go any country or any place, our old alumni is there. So normally initial accommodation we can help you through them, because in internet you get different sources. They ask you to pay $500 or $1,000. Once when you land down, you may not find an accommodation itself. It might be a fake accommodation. So what normally we do is our old students are there. Initially 1 or 2 days you can go and stay in their rooms. And after 2 or 3 days we can start searching accommodation there. Or already we would have searched an accommodation and kept where all 6 people or 8 people from our group itself they will go. They can stay together. So once when you land on picking you everything we can take care, not at all a problem. You know that 1 or 2 months we will be in a crazy thing only. Once when you go abroad you want to visit different places. Even if you stay in platform also we will not mind it, because it is still better only. So like we have our candidates, so easily it can be helped. And the local transportation I told, and about the living, what are the things you can carry. Simply you cannot carry all the luggages. So what are the dresses you can carry and how many vessels you can carry. Everything we will be instructing you. And what are the things you can you should avoid in foreign countries. It's not like India. In India simply you can look into other people's house. In foreign, if you are looking, even they can file a case on you. So like that, each and everything attitude wise will be telling what are the things, and how to mingle with the society will be telling you. And then about part-time job, in some country directly we have links with agent. So sure shot will get you a part-time job. In some countries, students already they are working in part-time job. With the seniors you can get help and then you can do the thing. About loan facility already I have told about you. And these are the courses I have discussed. We are an official partner for all these courses. And then finally, like these are the service we do. So first and foremost thing, what suggestion I will be giving you is, initially if you plan for a study abroad, don't discuss with many people. Go with the expert people, those who exclusively send students abroad. So that counseling will be given to you individually. Either it can be half an hour or 1 hour, time doesn't matter. If you take a proper counseling, your doubts will be cleared. What course I can take, what budget, only within this budget I want to study, which country is good for me, or my relative is in this country, can I go to this country, or I don't like this country. All the counseling will be given. And secondary thing, early we discuss about the course selection, because it is going to be a career. Career is different, job is different. Any job you can do. Without satisfaction also you can do a job. Career is something your lifetime achievement. You are entering, that is your career in your life. So proper course selection, if you are doing only, you will have a proper career. career. And I told each and every courses have different options. So for your course, which country will be really better, you can have a think. And then selecting university, seeing the genuinity of the university and selecting with the thing. And all the admission formalities I have told. So those things we will do with. And recommendations, what are the things we can do with the university. And third important thing will be scholarship. What are the exams you want to clear, what should be your UG percentage or any extra papers you want to submit to get the scholarship. And visa guidance is very important. I told earlier, getting an offer letter is easy, getting visa is tough for all the country. So we will guide you what are the steps, how much bank balance you have to show, or even your father doesn't have a bank balance also, how it can be shown. Each and everything will be guiding you. And then helping you for your loan procedure, and then giving you a brief view about the pre-departure. So like this is our address, and like if you are interested, you can contact me. I have given my mobile number and website address, everything. You can note it down, and any doubts you can ask now. You can feel very frank, because whenever you go for any overseas counseling, can I have your attention please? Whenever you go for any overseas counseling, people charge you, but you are benefited where you get an either an overall picture you got, might be the individually you might have different doubts. So don't feel any shy. Try to ask the doubts so we can clarify. Up to 80,000 rupees you can finish your MS. Mechanical engineering you can complete. But one disadvantage with Germany will be language you have to be, and it is not like a racist country. If you don't know German language, you cannot survive. So normally people from the second year, they start their level courses like A1, B1, all the level courses you have to start doing with the thing. So the education system start like this. GRE you can complete, and you can complete your TOEFL exam. You have 2 sessions. Normally you can start your winter session, which comes around October, you have an intake. So if you want to start October, from January onwards applications are open. Any number of universities you can apply. And provided Germany needs minimum 80% plus in your undergraduate. Even 65 plus you can get, but profile you might be facing risky things. Sometimes sure shot admission cannot be done. Normally biotech and then mechanical they prefer Germany. And all other majors also they can prefer. But one disadvantage will be like, if you don't know German language, after completing your degree you cannot survive. Because while you study, you can make the medium of instruction as English. So you can take as an English medium of instruction and you can clear your degree. But after getting a degree, like if you want to settle there or you want to work without a German language, you cannot work. And mechanical engineering, 2 countries. US is always top, but it's expensive. But you get a good exposure. Secondary will be Germany. If you study in US, any country you can settle. If you study in Germany, in and around Europe you can go, which we call as a Changan visa. Almost like 36 countries you can roam with that visa. Anywhere you can go. Near Philippines you can go. Anywhere you can go and come. So that is about the German education. Started before a year. If you miss this intake, you can try for January, December. Any other questions? Any more questions? Okay, like any doubt you can call to my number. It's 9790905857. My name is Andrew. Like you can call and you can fix an appointment anytime you want to come and discuss about your courses or which country you want to go, or already you have applied already and you need any loan assistance, or you want to show some bank balance or visa guidance. Anything at any time you can give a call. 24/7 we work, anytime you can give a call. Don't mind to call us. Okay, thank you for your patience. Thank you very much.
Students, we've put up these details about Harita Overseas in the form of a pamphlet in the notice board close by to office. So if you require any details, you can see there as well. Thank you.